Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tarot for Tonight. No, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Thank you for putting up with our schedule change and all coming out tonight for the show. We had a great time at the
LunaCon.
virtual Llewellyn. I think they're calling it Llewellyn Con now. I don't know. That's what I've seen on the site. But at any rate, it was a great day there. Lots of good talk.
And it's been going on
Speakers.
actually since Friday, so we've seen some nice stuff. You probably saw a little bit more than I did.
Yeah. Today we had some great presentations, though. And I have to say, for all you tarot aficionados out there, Elliot Adam, I think his name is, his book Fearless Tarot looks like it's going to be a really good one. He was such a great speaker
Mm-hmm.
and spoke with such authority on the tarot, but not just that,
Thank
he
you.
really dove deep into the symbology on the cards and, brought some insights out that I hadn't even thought of. So I'm definitely going to get that book. I learned a bit from him. And today, Matt Oren reminded me why I liked his book Psychic Witch so much because he went through some of the things that, he talked about in the book and reminded me of some things I wanted to go back and check out again, some of his wonderful exercises in that book.
Yeah, it was really productive to be there. So it's still going on for several more days. It's free. You can go to llewellyn.com
To find out
to
more.
register or find out more.
And hey, Divine You, see you came in the room. Thank you, thank you. I think we're sharp. We've just been at workshops all day or the little talks at Llewellyn Con. And that was really great. Like I said, very pleased with Llewellyn doing that. Hey, I know the name of the game is to sell their books, but it's nice to hear from all the authors. And, if you can't make it to book signings, and of course, right now, there are no book signings, I think they did the next logical thing. And I like to see people taking this quarantine and this difficult time and doing some creative stuff with it. It's really cool.
That's right.
So, hey, I've got a card deck for the collective today. I've been digging through some stuff this weekend. And I've got here, do you want to pull up that one? I don't see it.
I don't know why.
Uh-oh.
Okay, just give us a moment.
Give us a second. Technical difficulty. Let's try that again.
There we go.
There it is. The Fool's Wisdom Oracle cards. And each card is a fool. And I like the Fool in the Tarot a lot, so I thought I'd buy this. I can't remember the date on it. It's by Sonia Choquette, and it's from Hay House. And I think it was around the year 2012, maybe I got this. Hang on, Mr. O. I'm going to let you pick a card in a second. I just like to get that right. Yeah, 2012. Wow. Memory like a steel trap. Anyway, pick a card, Mr. O. And yes, reversals count in this one. Oh, it's upright. Uh-oh, though. It's the Fool's Tax. I'm really not sure I like the sounds of that one. And it's number 50. It figures I'd pull one of the ones with the longer interpretation. But let's see if I can get it down to brass tacks here. There it is, the Fool's Tax. There are times in life when we make costly but inevitable mistakes. We depend on untrustworthy people. We follow the wrong road. We invest our time and energy in things that don't pay off. And when we get hurt or humbled, lose money, sacrifice our pride, waste time, or even negatively affect our own health. Looking back at these wrong turns and missteps, you may wonder, how could I have been so stupid? How could I have allowed this to happen? It's so evident what went wrong when you examine events with 2020 hindsight. Yet at the time, you didn't realize you were on the wrong path and walked right into a trap. Don't beat yourself up when this happens. Learning the hard way at times and paying the penalty of foolish choices and making mistakes is a normal part of the life's journey. In fact, this is what the universe calls the fool's tax. It's the price of acting without thinking, trusting without following intuition, ignoring inner wisdom, and allowing the ego to pull you into something that on a deep level you know better than to pursue. Now, I'm going to cut this down. Hang on. Now is the time to reflect on the situation or circumstance with awareness. Did you not feel the moment in which you were diverting from the best path for you? This is not meant to rub in your face your errors or shame you. The purpose is to help you remember how subtle your inner voice is and how much attention you must pay to stay tuned into its guiding force. Stop and reflect on what you're doing now and check in with your intuition. Be a good sport and pay up. There's no need to dwell on the past. Just learn and maintain a good attitude and move on. One way or another, you'll eventually trust your intuition every time and avoid these unpleasant costs altogether.
I have to admit, I took a little bit of a start there because I think earlier on you mentioned the phrase or the words with 2020 hindsight. And I'm like,
Yeah.
2020! Wow! It's going to be 2021 before we have that kind of hindsight.
Oh my goodness. Good point, Mr. O.
But anyways, it was
Hey,
kind
Esoterics,
of an
welcome.
interesting. Yes, hi there. I saw you come in. Hi. And we are good, RC. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, we are just fine today. Everything is hunky-dory.
So let's discuss our decks.
Oh my goodness, you go first. I got a lot.
Okay, well, I have brought back Paul Hewson's Dame Fortune Wheel of Fortune Tarot, and that's the extra card, the Significator, which has a number of all of the astrological signs in it. He has a lot of astrological influences. I also have the Night Sun Tarot, which is one of those Fabio Listrani.
Yep.
And this is the Four of Swords, which is kind of an interesting one. And then I have also brought back the Karma Music Tarot, and that is the Nine of Swords from that deck. And that's kind of a little bit semi-surrealish take on the tarot. Yeah, I love all these decks. Thank you.
I'm wearing red today. Why? Moon in Aries. It's my time.
I'm wearing black today. Why?
Moon in Aries. My time.
Oh, okay.
That's why he's doing it. So again, I'm bringing out the Revelations Tarot. That's the one deck I've been using by Zach Wong. This is an unusual, weird deck. And the only reason I brought it out is because it's giant cards. And Mr. O has been making me shuffle giant cards lately. But anyway, look, somebody's on the scale there. That's not good.
Oh my God.
This
Oh,
is
that's
called the Cook's Tarot. Gina, you might be interested in this one. It's all about cooking and food, maybe, and the repercussions of that.
That one that you showed us there, that's justice.
Oh, is it? Oh, dear.
No one escapes the cruel, cold feeling of stepping on the scale Monday morning.
This one is by Schiffer Publishing, and I got this in, I believe it was 2014, and yes, it was. Haven't used it much. There's something about the finish on the cards. They're really not just big to shuffle, but they stick. They're kind of got this sticky kind of feel to them. I'm not that impressed with that. But the cards are rather interesting, so I brought them out. I also brought out something that came from the Ukraine, I believe, Fairy Tale Tarot, and that's by Karen Mahoney, and it's from 2005. And gosh, I don't even know who published this one. Magic Realist Press. Well, that doesn't sound like from the Ukraine, so I am not sure. But anyway, I'll just show you a couple of these cards. They're fairy tale cards. They're really beautiful.
Ooh, the tower.
Yeah.
Nice.
So at any rate, it's a nice deck. And another wackadoodle deck I found. It's called an oracle, but it is actually the tarot. It is the Shakespeare Oracle. and it's Shakespeare Tarot. Now, some of the pick cards look a little standard, but they have little sayings from some plays on them, which I thought was interesting. Quills are swords, and then they have scepters for wands, and then coins and cups. So it's really an interesting deck. The Major Arcana is kind of cool in this deck. And it's another big deck for Mr. O to shuffle.
So, hi there, Yolo. We can absolutely get you on our list.
Right away. Okay, we'll get YOLO on the list. And anybody else I missed while I was over?
And we are going to start in a moment. But before we do, we're noticing that, especially in Banshee's case, she's showing a lot more cards, both new and or older ones. And we have reminded ourselves, yes, the Sunman has arrived. We have reminded ourselves that months ago we promised we were going to do some additional YouTube videos on some of the cards in our collection. We were going to spend like maybe 20-25 minutes going over several decks along themes. So for example, we have a number of Egyptian oracles and tarot, so we might like spotlight several of them for a few minutes. Or some of our other unusual kind of decks and what categories they might go in. As you can imagine, because we've been lifelong tarot collectors, we have some really interesting stuff. Some of it we bought purely for collector's sake. Some of it we have used in readings. Some of it we only use for personal readings or for maybe particular project readings, types of readings. I've mentioned the Crow's Magic Tarot that was used for an esoteric group that we belonged to at one point, things like that. So we do want to get back on that and provide that. That way, if you're interested in any of the decks we use, you can get a little more information, possibly find them. They may still be in print, some of them, but not all of them, I imagine.
Right. I think there's, we'll check that as we go.
We'll probably add that
information
info
on that.
in.
So at any rate, I've also got the Celtic Wisdom Lenormand. I brought that one back out. Or I think the Celtic Lenormand by Caitlin Matthews, Watkins Publishing. And then I have this Lenormand I just bought, which I can't see the author's name because it's on the book on the inside and I'm not going to get it out. But this is the deck I got from the Ukraine. Very cool deck. So we are ready to go. I think I got through all
Gina,
that.
there is a little bit of fun in the tree house with the kitties. There's been some vying for position and or favorite positions.
Yes, there's a favored roost by two of the cats, and one keeps trying to jump on the other one when they're in there. I won't mention names, Sonny.
Oh, he can be such a brat sometimes.
Yes, he can.
He's lovey with us, but he seems to have an eternal love-hate with Sassy and Shadow.
Well, mostly with Sassy, I think, for some reason, but...
This is Top Cat, more or less.
Yeah, that's Top Cat. I think Shadow wants to be second Top Cat, but this is Top Cat.
So let's get going then.
I'm ready. Oh,
all right.
Except for, what's that smell? What's that smell I smell?
Are you singing a Leonard Skinner song?
Chuck.
Yes, it's time to find out if today's bark is worse than its bite. Probably not.
Awesome. Barking at the moon. That's right, we got the moon up today behind him. All right.
Oh, that's another rock song, right? Bark at the Moon by Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm-hmm. I thought you mentioned that one before.
Only personally to you.
Okay. That's right. All right. Well, I'm
I
ready
don't
to go if you're
I don't
ready.
always want to admit to my previous amour with Ozzy. We go
All right.
back.
Who's first? Oh, that's me. I got the list. Okay, let me go over the list as I have it. I have K Dash, Libra Cusp, Lisa G, Merwin, RC Funtime, Kayla, Gina, Divine U, Esoterics, and YOLO.
So then
Your first album was Black Sabbath? Oh.
That's scandalous. And believe it or not, mine was actually Neil Young. The
I don't
one
want
with,
to talk about my albums because they were some probably poppy rock
well,
groups
I
back in the
never
day.
ever listened to Bread until I started dating her.
Or America.
America's okay,
All right, that's
sister,
right,
golden
that's
hair delight. I
right.
like that one.
Well, but I like the Monkees, the Beatles, and stuff like that back in the day. And then I
Oh, I love
found
the Monkees.
Yes.
No.
No. Yes. All right. Let's go. So, K Dash, you are first. Did you throw your question out there without me
I don't
looking?
believe I've seen that. So, K-Dash, if you're here, we'll just take your question. Not exactly. Maybe kind of, sort of. I like Black Sabbath, but then after I took my younger brother to see Black Sabbath in 1977, I decided I didn't like him anymore. No more will be
I
said.
don't know. We liked Yes, Genesis. Didn't you go through an ELO phase? Did you not?
We all went
We
through
all
an ELO
did.
phase.
And then, try to think who else. My goodness.
We liked Uriah Heep.
Uriah Heep,
Firefly.
Aerosmith. We went through Aerosmith. All
Then there
the
was the 80s, the Cars,
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads, Billy Idol.
Yeah. Went to a couple Talking Heads shows.
Well, I don't see K-Dash here, so I wonder if they wandered off. I'm going to type in
Type
their
the
name
name
real
in.
quick.
Hard rock chick. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. K-Duh. K-Duh? Sorry, K-Dash.
Oh my goodness, I'm already finished with my bark, or just about.
Oh my, you are ahead of me. You're not getting any of mine.
Yeah, we saw Billy twice at least in Detroit area, I think,
Yep.
in the 80s. We saw Genesis a number of times.
Oh yeah, Genesis.
We went to a lot of concerts back then.
Elton John. I went to that. I don't think you went to
I went to
Did
Elton
you
John
go
on
to
my
one?
own. That was before I met you. I went there in Olympia Stadium in 1974.
Saw the Eagles with Cheryl because that wasn't your cup of tea.
Well, they were not my most favorite band, but they were okay.
No, it's not done yet. No, we just got through one actually, and
That's
we
a
started
lie.
a
If anyone
second.
told you that, it is not the truth. And I don't know why you would even spend any time believing them.
He just meant he almost ran through what he has in his bowl there. No, we have not eaten them that fast, Gina, believe me. But you can't keep chocolate around here too long, I will say that.
She put a lock on the refrigerator.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, I don't know how we do it sometimes, seriously.
I think we're going to move on to Libra Cusp because I don't think K-Dash
Yeah.
is with us anymore.
Libra did put their question earlier, but can you
But it's
repeat
been
it, Libra?
retracted. So we're going to ask for Libra Cusp.
And I'm going to move K to the bottom. Okay. Going to use this fairy tale deck. Wow, so we've got a lot of stuff coming up this week. We've got to do our modalities. Messages are coming out. Mr. O has something special.
Oh, if I say it, then I have to do it.
Okay, then maybe.
I have not announced it
Then
yet.
maybe.
But I've been working really hard cleaning and organizing the basement because I want to use the potential more room there to set up a small area for filming, as in studio.
Oh, you were supposed to cut.
Oh, well, I want to, but where am I going to cut?
Well, it's rough.
Because I want to do a summer solstice ceremony complete with my summer solstice meditation. I generally work from some literary sources I have, and give it credit, of course. I like to work with all the tomes that I have at my disposal But I am hoping to do that and then throw that on a YouTube video for Saturday, right around the summer solstice. A lot of people are doing their own virtual summer solstice ceremonies and whatnot.
So you know what I like about this fairy tale deck, because at my age, I suffer from CRS syndrome, can't remember shit. So basically they put the name of the fairy tale right on the card, which is really nice. I don't have to guess. But at any rate, this is the Knight of Swords from, and I guess the image is Bluebeard, or from that fable. The Knight of Wands reversed, which is from Sivka Burka. So this is kind of a Euro, I think, maybe some, fairy tales.
Sounds Slavic, possibly.
And the Ace of Wands, which is Jack and the Beanstalk, and that was upright. So this is very interesting, Libra. We've got some mixed messages here. What indeed does Eric feel about Amy? It looks like a mixed bag, but I would say one thing, that either they want to work together or start a relationship together, something, I think, with that Ace of Wands upright. But what do you say about these?
Well, as always, we seem to always run into these corollary court cards, and oftentimes they're the same court card, just from different suits, and they may stand opposed to each other, and they sort of, to me, and I think Banshee feels this way too, they kind of frame something here. They might frame the situation itself, or they might frame the thoughts about the situation. So I'm seeing a push-pull, like Banshee mentions. Is that the cups there? Yeah. No, it's the wands.
It's the wands. Well, so it's interesting because on the one hand, I think they're very objective in their opinions, and they are very reasonable and logical about, their feelings. They're approaching this person with a lot of logic. And
well, this is how Eric feels about Amy? Right.
Yeah. Yet, on the other hand, we have, which one is that again? The cups.
Knight of Wands.
No, the Knight of Wands. So, maybe somehow they feel like they might have gotten on the wrong foot with Amy.
Right. They're sort of like they feel like they want to enter and do things that are constructive, but they also sort of feel, I know, but they also sort of feel, this is how they're looking at you, but they also may feel that there has some trust issues. It may not be that they don't trust you, but they have some trust issues about the situation that's implied by the Ace of Wands, maybe like this beginning of a project or an enterprise or a relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's trust issues, but mostly they want to advance forward.
Yeah, I guess that's true about the Knight of Swords. I didn't think about it that way. Trust issues. Very good. So it's a mixed bag, actually, at this point. And maybe if, I don't know, but the Ace of Wands is kind of hopeful here that something,
it is.
Something is developing, because the Ace of Wands is like that, about growth and development, I think.
I have to work with lots of people that I don't necessarily trust, and this isn't saying you don't trust them or that Eric doesn't trust Amy. It's just that maybe there's some issues, and maybe the trust issues aren't particularly about feelings towards you, although you did ask that, because I don't feel that strongly. I just sort of feel that's more about that situation that's showing through the Ace of Wands there.
I'm going to toss some Lenormand in just a second. Just updating my list a little bit here. Okay. Which one do I want? I'll go with this newer one. So what do you think of these fairy tale cards? I've read with them so rarely.
I like the imagery. They slightly pull me out of the meaning, just slightly. Mm-hmm. But they're not bad. I do like them. I would have to really align myself more with the essence of the fairy tale and then try to apply that to that card meaning.
Okay.
I mean, what do you got?
I've got the moon. And then I've got the house. Yeah. So, It's kind of an interesting combination. I'm almost wondering if this means that, do you have something? Because I have something, but I'm wondering if I should say it.
The moon was first, right?
Yeah, the moon was first. So I'm almost thinking that, I don't know, moon can be a lot of different things to me. It can be romantic. It can be about bringing things to light. It can also be about work or business. So, I mean, if you were starting a business, enterprise, it looks like it would be like a home run business that, looks like you will find out something advantageous there. But if this is about relationships, it seems to me that this is about finding out something about possibly maybe, gosh, it seems weird, like moving in together or.
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. I was trying to get there.
I get the feeling that a relationship could happen here, but it might not be based totally on romantic feelings. It might be based on good friend feelings and solidarity and union of goals. But I'm thinking, though, that love would grow from this relationship because that's what I feel with the moon card. So the thing is that this is the kind of situation where if you were moving towards that, there's enough there to begin that, but it isn't like I can't speak to that because I've never really been out of my relationship totally to where I could say I've ended and now I need to think about new relationships. So we're a little bit out of that depth there. We don't have that sense of how do you move on after you've been in a relationship and it was really over? Do you think that? Not really. Even when we had some hard times, we sort of knew we would get back together, even if we didn't want to admit that, but it did. It only took about 8 months, so that's actually not too bad. But have I helped you at all?
No.
You're supposed to take up now.
I thought it was enough. I basically do think that it could lead to something like that. And that, I think, pretty soon you might get, the idea that something serious could develop. But right now, I think they're still in kind of a limbo here because of those two knights, those competing energies there of the knights.
I agree with that. And so in other words, it's maybe like once bitten, twice shy. It's like, I don't know if both of your relationships involved having households together, the one that they left, the one that you left. But maybe that's the idea is like there is a once bitten, twice shy aspect. So maybe not having a totally perfect legal relationship makes more sense as you're trying to figure out each other a little bit and where your situation really goes. And I think you've told us about the astrology before, but I do appreciate you reminding us about that.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Showstopper. We've got a list, so I can put you at the end of the list, but and I'll go over the list in a minute.
And I do see the signs that he's a hard worker. I think that the Knight of Swords shows me that, and I think the Ace of Wands shows me that too. So it seems to me like maybe there's just a little bit of caution with them. That would be the overall thing. But that it's not like it's totally out of their mind that something romantic could develop or that would be moving on. So that's what we got.
That's what we have for you today, Libra. Good luck with that. And hey, Lisa, I noticed you posted your question. It's up here. I just want to know if Robin still has feelings for me after all these years.
I totally love Ian Hunter. I really, really liked him in Mott the Hoople.
We saw Ian Hunter.
Yeah, we saw Ian Hunter with Heart years ago.
Yeah, that was such a great
fabulous show. It was a fabulous show. He warmed up for her. But I totally love, I'm just a marionette.
Do you want to use one of your decks for Lisa's question?
No, I want to talk about Ian Hunter.
Well, we'll have to have the rock and roll tarot show someday.
You're welcome, Libra.
But you're welcome, Libra.
Yeah, and I don't
Love
like
Mott the Hoople.
I don't like
all
the
young
other
dudes.
I don't like the other version of Once Bitten Twice Shy. I don't remember if that's Poison or who that is. It's sort of like okay, but his is the best one. However, I have a really quick little story to tell about that, and that was I had a college roommate around that time, 70s, and she used to like to bake chocolate chip cookies and listen to my album. And one time she put it on the turntable and she had chocolate chip dough batter on her fingers, which got on the album and wrecked it. I was very sad.
Don't pound the table. So you do know the question you shuffled for, right?
No. I read it before.
Yeah. I just want to know if Robin still has feelings for me after all these years. So I think we're doing a yes, no.
Okay.
And maybe some others if needed.
I'm going to have to get on Twitter more and talk with Gina about rock and roll.
Yes, you will. Well, and hey, Merwin, too.
Merwin, too.
All right.
Cut.
Well, I guess you're going to count them? Or do you want me to?
Yes, it was a real bummer.
Do you want me to? You can talk about rock and roll?
No, I want to let you count. I shouldn't be interrupting Lisa's reading like that.
Oh. Well, Lisa, there is a likelihood of yes here. We've gotten 2 aces. We got the 6 of Wands upright, which is a really positive card. How do I apply it in this case other than I think that they still harbor some good feelings towards you? Whether that's going to lead to something is the question, but I think that nothing else, there are feelings, I don't know maybe how long you'd been together, but sometimes those ties, they just don't disappear, those feelings. So I sense
I would have
they're
to say
there.
that not only does he still think about you, or that it looks fairly clear like he is leaning that way towards you, but that those were better days for him in his mind, or that association was a bigger point in their life, that was a time when they felt like they achieved something.
Right. And I don't know whether it's just I'm not saying there weren't struggles in the relationship or whatever, but, it was a time where they felt like they had accomplished a lot, whether it was, outside of the relationship in their career or whatever, it was a good time in their lives. So you were part of that. And I think that's what's coming through here a little bit too.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I just sort of think like to some degree, even if there were significant problems or a lot of bad fighting and stuff like that, within their mind, maybe they felt it was a standard, it was a high point, it was the relationship that they enjoyed having, and that others may not measure exactly the same way with it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if we should just draw a few more cards just on the... I know, because we got to get going here. Yeah, I'm sorry, K-Dash. You did miss your turn.
We did miss you. We're sorry.
We're sorry. We stalled as long as we could.
We're throwing some extra cards for you, Lisa, so hang on a moment. Did you shuffle?
I did, so cut them. I just want to just briefly take a look here.
Oh.
Well, okay, so I drew the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the 7 of Coins reversed. And so I'm thinking, they do think sometimes that they think sometimes of what is gone. The 5 of Cups. They dwell on their losses, maybe the relationship. There are some regrets,
Well, considering, new dimensions that workshop we went to yesterday gave me, I'm thinking what the
That's the 7 of Coins.
I know. What the 7 of Coins means is that maybe they have a sense that they weren't clever enough, that they let a bad thing happen, that they could have been better, that they did something that they regret in a way. And that also seems to show that too.
The 7 of Coins is the farmer in the thing. So actually, I'm thinking it's more about, they realize you were thinking of the swords from the thing yesterday. So
How
the
did I
7,
do that?
that's okay. The 7 of Coins is kind of like, They realized that they had a part to play in what happened. I think they realized that.
Okay.
That they could have done more. They could have done something differently to make things, turn out better. And I don't know. I've got the Ace of Swords up right here, and I'm just not sure if, in my mind, that means that they are trying to come to terms with this in some way, their feelings, or if they have decided, what's done is done and they need to move on.
I almost wonder, now that I'm looking at it differently, that if that is suggesting a future motive or a future feeling, like maybe they want to get engaged, moving ahead, not engaged, but
I see. Oh, you mean engaged in some activity?
Yes.
Got it.
In that activity.
Make that clear, because
Yeah, I know.
Send out false signals.
Somebody chided me online earlier today, something else about not using pronouns. And I said, okay, I was referring to you-know-who.
All right, let me just throw a couple Lenormand quickly. Well, again, if we're talking about they still have feelings, here's the ring and the key. And I think in some ways they feel like, being, with you, this was a pivotal moment of some sort, there was a strong bond. I feel like they realized it was a strong bond.
I'm just going to agree with that. And I'm thinking the key sort of fluctuates between past, present, and future, that maybe they want to find the way back, the key, it's possible.
And that's what we have for you, Lisa. I hope that helped. And Merwin, you are up. And then RC Funtime, Kayla, Gina, Divine You, Esoterics, YOLO, K-Dash, and Showstopper.
So about 6 for you, K-Dash. That's not too bad.
Yeah, K-Dash.
Thank you, Lisa. 2, 3, 4, Thank you.
6, 7. Yeah, you are, the 8th person down. No, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Have a general read. Oh. Yeah, I'd never like to hear about that happening. My place, whenever they say, oh, we're going to have a town hall or we're going to discuss this, I'm like, yeah. So we'll see. Not that I want to prejudice this. What was that? The star. Well, there's hope, maybe. That's good. We could all use a little bit of that. I eat more bark.
I don't have no more bark. Excuse me.
Well, hang in there, K-Dash. We will get to you. We are on Merwin, Showstopper, and you are at the bottom of the list, so you're about 9 or 10 down. So if you want to step away and come back, I think, you have plenty of time.
We're here for about another hour and a half, so we
we're
usually
here
get through
till 9.
This. Yeah. 9 hour time.
All right. 3 cards.
Uh-huh.
Interesting that came up again.
Wow, yeah. Better positioning, perhaps.
Ugh. I'm not sure I like this, Merwin. So we have the 7 of coins, upright. The 2 of cups, reversed. And the King of Wands, reversed. Wow. So the 7 of coins, in a way, I think it's indicative of your feelings right now that there's a little worry attached to, these sort of meetings and things. And this is kind of worrying. Oh boy, have I done enough? Am I safe? Will things turn out? It's just a lot of worry over, there's only, and you realize you've done everything you can. So now what are other people going to do?
To me, there's a little bit of a stationary status there, like, it's time to do something, but you're not exactly sure what to do, or you may be waiting for some other clue.
Now, of course, you're not going to like to hear what I have to say about the Two of Cups, because to me, that's indicative of, some kind of a split, a separation. I don't know if there's any way that they could, I don't know if, you're in a organization where they could cut ties with your building or your part of the company or something like that, part ways. This could also possibly indicate to me, some kind of cutbacks.
I don't feel that, though I sort of see that could be there. I sort of think it was the other thing you said, that maybe there's some sort of divisioning within the overall structure.
Okay.
And that maybe maybe it's about saving money, or maybe it's about granting autonomy to other parts of the corp or something. So I think, to me, that's more likely, is that they're going to make some sort of decision based that way. It may just be that they want to talk about the sense of disharmony of things not working, because that sort of reflects back to this a little bit anyway.
Yeah, a little bit. But then again, we've got this character, the King of Wands reversed. And so I don't know if this is like the head person, who's going to be talking at the meeting, say company president, whatever the case may be. But they're not showing a real good side to them, are they?
Right. And, the Karma Tarot, uses a lot of clowns, but not really a super lot of clowns. And so he's walking on stilts here. And, of course, the stilts are reversed now. And I'm thinking this represents somebody who, it's not that they're untrustworthy, but they have a different agenda, and their agenda is not meshing for you guys, other staff, as that might be with CEO types, king types. So there is a sense here of trying to create peace or harmony within the overall structure. But there are expectations that maybe are not easy to follow through with. What are you getting?
Interesting.
And shady CEO wants more.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes
you were acquired. Okay.
Part of the problem with those acquisitions is oftentimes they do cutting or different reorganization, like he suggested.
Hatchet people.
So it is possible there could be some kind of, at best, a reorganization going on that may not be to your liking, but it won't involve any serious cutbacks or anything. That's at best. At worst, I do sense that they could downsize a little bit.
Yes, Kayla, thanks for subscribing or telling others to subscribe.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, but yeah, that's what I see there, Merwin, too. So let's do a Lenormand.
Oh, indeed. This deck is so small, it gets lost in my container there.
Especially when you throw them on those oversized Karma music
Oh, my
tarots.
goodness. Yeah, you made me shuffle those. Wait, we're going to use the food one next. That's what I mean.
Does that mean I get to make you eat your words?
Oh, good one, Mr. O. I'll let you have that.
I just would like more bark if there was some.
I would say, well, I won't choke on my words. All right, Merwin. Let's see. Okay. Well, I have the Star, which can't be all bad. And then I have the Gardner Park. So it sounds like, this meeting, actually, because this can indicate a social event or something like that. But, it's probably this meeting. And actually, this is acting like, something positive might come out of this, or there might be some hope, when all is said and done. So I'm thinking it might be a reorganization that won't affect you so horribly.
Remember when I was first starting to do the cards and a card flipped over?
Yeah.
And it was the Star upright.
That's right.
And I felt that was a sign of good luck or something surprising happening. So I'm getting the feeling that, too, that maybe there's just some air to clear and maybe some things to go. There may have to be some things that are going to tighten up things, and maybe there may have to be some moving that will affect some people adversely. But I am getting the feeling it may not affect you directly or not incredibly badly. So
Well,
I'm hoping.
I see what you say there, and that's probably possible. But you know what? Maybe is this like the first meeting you guys are having since the acquisition? Because maybe what they're gonna do is try to sexual at ease, and yes, we're here, but things gonna happen slowly, and you know. I don't know. I think it's going to be something, Merwin. Hopefully, it will not affect you too badly. That's what I'm going to end with on that. And that's what we have for you, Merwin. RC Fun Time, you are up. Did you see the comment about Ian?
Do you remember that song about violence?
Was that Ian?
Yes, it's Martha Hoople.
Oh.
Violence.
Well, I'm looking
violence. It's the only thing that will make you see sense. And there's a lot of violence playing in it, but he keeps saying violence. I like that one too.
Okay.
Okay. She doesn't like it when I try to sing.
Well, I was trying to get you to mention, Merwin was talking about Ian Hunter with you, so.
That's Martha Hoople.
Okay. I know, but.
Okay. Well,
I know that.
Well, I did. Well, I did.
Okay, you did.
Give me my Karma Tarot back.
Okay. Yes, because it's time for some food.
Okay. Who are we reading for?
We are reading for RC Fun Time. It's
There's
coming
that question.
towards them overall. Yeah, that's the only thing you can do. I mean, I can't tell you how many meetings I've had to sit in, and I knew what they were going to say before they said it. I just knew. And I had to sit there and just stew. So, hold on to that poker face. Oh my. All right. What's coming towards you overall? Well, we do have the Page of Swords reversed. Try to move it back a little bit so you can see them better. The 10 of Swords reversed. And the King of Wands upright. So, well, it's possible, that you are healing from something. This 10 of Swords is in the middle here, and I'm thinking that these two are framing that. I don't know how you feel about that. I kind of get the sense that, you're healing from something that may have been kind of a difficult decision, that was made, and maybe an unfair one you feel, and you're kind of recovering from that now. I mean, what's done is done. The 10 of Swords, and it's really interesting here. The analogy of this one, I read this one earlier. There is a full cooked chicken, and somebody is dumping it into the trash. This roasted chicken, they're just throwing it into the trash. But notice all the little things stabbing into it. And so, basically what's done is done, and it's just time to let it go and try to pick up the pieces and move on. That's what it sounds like to me. And here, it looks like you're doing just that. The King of Wands is upright, and it looks as though, you're moving on to some very growthful opportunities, some very positive things.
Well, I see some of this too,
Okay.
more or less. What's coming towards you, I think that something causes you to take a step back or to put a self-limit on yourself. Maybe you're feeling that you're overexposed in certain regards. Maybe you feel that you're not going to really be able to show yourself in the best light, and so you're willing. Whoops.
Whoa.
Good old sun man. You're willing to kind of go along with this idea here of just letting things go. Let the spoiled chicken fall into the basket or whatever you want to call that. But within that sense of that coming to you, the sense that you may have to give up on a project or that you may have lost something, there is also the sense, though, that an opportunity will still await. And mostly it's about establishing your own autonomy, I think, too. Kings are really self-made persons, or they're persons who are in control of themselves. So I'm thinking these situations that are coming to you will give you a way to realign and look at yourself as autonomous.
That may very well be pointing to that new job, RC. It looks
Well,
like it's very positive.
wands generally tend to represent jobs in and of themselves, whereas the pentacles may represent the monetary aspect of
Yeah.
a good living. The wand really represents the enterprise, the networking that gets you there, the associations, that kind of thing. So yeah, good luck then, RC. That would be great.
Okay. I got the cloud. And I've got the broom, RC. And so I look at this, and I'm just looking at that broom, and I'm looking at the cloud. Now, generally, the cloud is about depression, confusion, feeling gloomy and down on your luck kind of card. You feel confused and uncertain. And the broom is here. The broom is here to tell you to start sweeping that away. You know, it's time to get out of that funk and start getting into, this new job, for example, and other things, and begin the healing process.
The broom, to me, is correlating with the Page of Swords reversed, which I said before was kind of like you've kind of realized you made a stumble, you have to pull back. And so the broom is saying, yeah, now's the time for you to kind of focus on cleaning up the mess. Toss the chicken. It's no good for anyone. And, your attitude is already shifting, and probably it's because you have the new job. So these things kind of correlate with that, but they kind of show that more or less you are turning the page on some things and you are moving forward.
Yeah, I think
in
this
a good
is
way.
a good way.
So, life can still be a struggle and you still have work to do. So keep it up.
That's what we have for you. I hope that helps.
Okay.
Oh, and I wanted to show, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but the backs of this card, it looks like there's a ladle and one of those big forks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
it's kind of cute, kind of cute. The Cook's Tarot. And I don't even know if I mentioned the author of that one, but it's kind of a cool deck. I like it.
And we seem to have lost our Sunman for the moment, which is not necessarily
A bad thing. So thanks, RC. We'll see you again, I'm sure.
You're welcome.
And hey, Kayla, you are up. And then Gina, Divine You, Esoterics, YOLO, K-Dash, and Showstopper.
Spirit General.
Okay. One of yours?
Sure, let's use our Night Sun Tarot.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. I think I'll use my Shakespeare next. Oh, or maybe I'll stick with this one. Gina's up after Kayla.
For those of you who may be viewing some of the YouTube channels, there's a tarot fellow named Papa Squirrel.
Oh, yeah.
And about 2 weeks ago or so, he did a unpacking and mini review of the Night Sun Tarot, which I had been using a little bit on my show here. So it's kind of interesting. He more or less liked it, but he didn't feel it would be one of his favorite decks. I kind of like it. The imagery does speak to me. I wouldn't use it all the time, though, but I kind of like it. Fabulous art.
And
so here we have the Two of Wands reversed. We have the King of Wands upright. So some fire energy there. And then we have Judgment. Reverse. That's Major Arcana 20. Reverse.
Well,
This is a spiritual reading of sorts, so definitely with that one there.
yeah, but, yes and no, because how does the King of Wands fit spiritually for you?
Well, I think you kind of have to do a little bit of transposing here, but I think the idea here is that uh, you may need to look for signs from somebody you trust. Maybe it's an older person. I don't know if they're male or female. It regards the idea that you've been disappointed about something not working out that you've been expecting. You might have been something really planned for.
Well, there are delays, yeah.
And there are delays or something like that. But you need that encouragement from either spirit or this other trustworthy person, because you may be taking it too much to heart. You may be feeling the judgment too personally against you, that because it may not be a delay, it may be a sign that it really is on a rocky road. I mean, it looks like it could shift, but you're not feeling very confident.
Well, I feel like you're kind of possibly, you're blaming yourself for something. I think you're really down on yourself. I think that's what the judgment is, about something that either failed or did not turn out the way you thought it should. But really, you are capable of moving on to something better if you would allow that. Don't let this past experience, and the fact that, remember, we all make mistakes, whatever this was. We all make mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. And so if you've done that, you should be succeeding. The spirit, I think, is telling you what's coming is success if you let go of the self-blame.
And I think that the qualities of trust are embodied here too. So maybe that idea too is that you have to trust yourself more too. And, realize that all of us are humans, and we almost always learn from, our problems and our mistakes. So don't be too hard on yourself.
It's kind of like that Fool card I pulled earlier, because basically all of life, even our missteps, are lessons. Everything is a lesson, and we can either choose to move in more positive directions from there. We can wallow in it, or we can doubt ourselves in the future and not move forward.
You're welcome, Kayla.
So I think it looks good. Let me do the Lenormand.
And we've been joined again by Sunny.
Yes, so I had to move. Stay there, son. It's okay. Whoop, he's flapping his tail at me. He's not happy.
Sunman.
All right. Well, I don't know if you're going to get some kind of sign or omen, Kayla, but or some news. But you have the letter here, and you have the birds, and basically that's like chatter. That's talk, that's news coming to you. And I almost think, to me, birds are spiritual messengers. And I don't know why, since you wanted to know from spirit, I really feel that, look for signs and synchronicities that something's about to change or happen or develop for you, because I think that's what's going to happen, is you're going to get a message from spirit.
I think that's very possible too. And I don't know if you are working with any particular path, but if there is a path you work with, some people think, birds are sacred to different energies or essences. Like Odin likes ravens, and they speak to him and tell him things. And other people like crows or blackbirds because they send messages too. So I'm thinking Banshee's exactly right here. There is something coming to you. I don't know if you believe in dreams, but pay attention to some of your dreams. If there is a specific question you have in all this, somebody told me this a long time ago, and I haven't ever tried it myself, but I mentioned it to people, a question you cannot answer, something that you know, but you can't figure it out in this part of your brain. It's buried deep. Think of writing a question mark on a piece of paper, fold it up a little bit, and put it under your pillow. And then see if you dream it.
I love bluebirds, but I don't think we see many around here. We get blue jays on occasion. We do get blue jays.
Yeah, we got blue jays here. We don't see a lot of bluebirds, so. Well, that's very interesting. I guess that means that probably you will get a sign.
Okay. I'm already looking ahead. This will be interesting. Well, that's what we have for you, Kayla. I hope that helps, and good luck with that. Is he on a card? Am I missing a card?
No, I grabbed,
you grabbed it?
one of them.
Oh, he wants a wrestle. This is not good. All right, you. Don't worry, we're not hurting him. He likes to wrestle. Oh, he will hurt me
You're
first.
welcome.
Silly boy. You're so silly. All right, Gina, let's see. Gilligan's Island.
Oh, the
Shakespeare deck. Oh, my goodness. Well, okay. You have spoken, Gina.
So I guess this is going to be epic.
And this, of course, is the back of the Shakespeare cards. And they are a handful. Romeo loves Juliet.
Oh, there's another heavy metal band, Blue Oyster Cult. Romeo and Juliet are together in eternity.
Oh my gosh.
Don't fear the reaper.
Oh, and we can't forget about my favorite group, the Moody Blues.
Hi, Violet Ann. Do they have a song about Romeo and Juliet?
No, but they have lots of songs I like.
Oh my goodness. Whoa.
Did you shuffle?
No, I
you
did
didn't.
not.
Get your hands on those,
Would
Mr.
you like me
O.
to shuffle?
Oh, are you dropping them already? Catherine of Aragon?
Gorn, isn't it?
Aragon?
No, Aragon. Whoops.
I knew.
Is she one of the ones that got her head cut off or something?
There's something about her.
God, this is one hefty handful of cards.
I sure got one for you. Oh, wow. Interesting cards. So I have...
Oh, dear. I'm not sure what this is.
The Three of Cups reversed, and it's, or chalices. And the saying on it is, ask me what you will. I will grant it as you like it.
But
that's
it's
reversed. Then we have the Star upright, which is Cleopatra. And then we have the High Priestess, which here is the Abbess and Amelia. My goodness. Well, you know, the Star is such a card of hope. And, it's interesting, too, because intuition and hope and wishing on a star. But, there's not much, but the celebration is postponed, I think, right?
I'm getting the feeling that it's more about some convenience or not about love at its desired level. It may be more about some other kind of convenience or positioning.
I'm sensing something else here.
What?
I'm wondering if the feelings are more spiritual, like it's a more spiritual oriented feeling of love than physical. And and it just seems like something keeps them apart.
Yeah. One of them's on the island, the other's not. I think we can, Jenna, but it'll probably be near the end because we
Well,
do
you
have a
are
number of
last
people.
on the list, Jenna, but
Yeah.
it's not that long now, but you'll be towards the end
Yeah.
of the hour.
Uh, I have to admit that this deck is a little off-putting for me since this is the literal first time I'm working with it. But I get the feeling that it's not a conventional kind of relationship or romance. That's what I'm feeling here.
Yeah, yeah. It seems more mental or spiritual. It seems like there's a connection on that kind of level, deeper level, like they could read each other's thoughts. They could, there's a lot that clicks on that kind of level, but there's not a lot of romance here that I see.
Well, I'm wondering if Thurston is the star and just sort of has a light bigger than, 1,000 stars. And the mystery of Lovey, this person of wisdom who is deep and stuff like that, is they're matching each other in a way. And that's why there's this holding pattern or this delay going on here. Or even that it's just going to be sort of like an eternal wrestling match. Like...
Yeah, I don't know. Because, the two major arcana are very positively aspected here.
I guessed that right, apparently.
Ah, okay.
Well, it's not that the star isn't that deep, but maybe they're used to, just sort of controlling things or guiding things, the guiding light.
It's very interesting. Look, I've got the dog, Gina. Woof, woof. And the clouds. And I think, there's like a platonic friendship here. There's a lot of confusion around the status of these two people. Like, are they friends? Are they lovers? What are they? But there seems to be an underlying loyalty to one another. Does that make sense?
Okay, is it possible that they almost married but didn't marry, or that they almost had some sort of understanding relationship, but now they have a different understanding that's not exactly the same? I'm sort of getting the feeling there's always going to be some friendship there, but there's just sort of something that kind of, it's like that old TV show, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, no.
Though we can never be together, we will never be apart.
He loved that show. Well, I like the show, but he loved that show.
Only their hairdresser knows for sure. Well, apparently we don't even know.
Cards are not giving a clear signal on that at all. And that's what I think the clouds meant there. It's like there's a lot of uncertainty about actually where they stand with each other. Other than I do think there's some kind of loyalty or bond there. It's just, what is it?
Okay, so Divine, we will do your reading and then you'll just have to check back for it. Or if you rejoin us, we'll just go at it at that point. But we will do it when it gets to that.
Well, do you have the question?
Yeah, we'll need the question too, of course.
Yeah, write the question if you want, Divine. Because you are up now, Divine.
Okay, so we could just do it right now then. And if you have to go, you have to go. But we
Yeah,
need a
if you have to
question.
go, you'll know what time roughly. It's about 8:10 here. Divine, you just type your question and we'll do it for you right now.
Thank
You're
you
welcome,
for everything
Gina.
too, Gina.
You'll be getting something from us soon, hopefully. Divine You, then Esoterics, then YOLO, then K-Dash, Showstopper, and Jenna.
I'll give you a clue too. It's bigger than a biscuit.
No, it's not.
Well, it's better than a biscuit.
Okay. It's actually something that fits in a card envelope.
Oh, it'll be more than that.
But of course, that's the big part of it. All right, so let's see. where is Divine Use question?
Well, why don't we... I'm going to scan and see if they
Okay,
already
there it
previously
is.
wrote it.
There it is.
Bigger than a bread box, of course.
So what is Steve hiding from the current relationship? Why is he hiding it from this
Her.
person? Let's see if we can figure it out. Do you want to use yours?
We'll go back to my Dame Fortune.
Oh my gosh, I've got all the decks stacked on top of each other here. Wait a minute. These are so giant. They can't even fit in my little container for them. All right, but now I'm going to pull out either the fairy tale again, or maybe I'll use this one, the Revelations, next time. Sure.
Build them up and knock them down. She's creating a tower over there with those cards.
Yeah, look at that. Of course, you know, if somebody comes back, you know who will knock down that
You'll
tower.
be paying 78 card pickup times 3.
No. All right, then. Oh, okay, shuffle.
I did.
Oh, cut. I mean, Mr. O has some fantastic masks we got from Fire Spell. Where did you put them, Mr. O? You should model them on here.
Oh, well, I'd have to
That's okay.
run over there and get them. Okay, go ahead.
You could, though.
I could.
He's ready for his return to work this week.
No, I'm not. But I may, in fact, be going in on Tuesday.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, let's see what we've got here. We have the Fool reversed, the Five of Wands reversed, and the Eight of Swords upright. So we'll get into that. There, Mr. O is modeling. Uh-oh, maybe.
Okay.
Get it around that
I
ear,
want my
Mr.
money
O.
back.
In 1 second. Wait for it. Ta-da! Very stylish, Mr. O.
Can you see the real me? Can you? Can you?
Well, and also they're reversible, I believe. You could wear them either way, which is nice.
No, I don't want to see me. Oh.
Yeah, retiring on July 3rd. So they are going back to work next week. I think that, you know, and it's okay because there's certainly loose ends he has to tie up there, you know, so it's nice he can get back to do some of that before the retirement date. Look at that. I like that backside of it even. That's really nice. Why did I let you get that mask? Anyway. Very nice, very nice. And your other one is nice as well. Okay, I'm going to go through these cards a little bit here while he's changing masks or putting them
No,
aside.
I'm not putting on anymore.
Okay, so,
I stick my hearing aid
you know, the Fool reversed is indicating that, you know, I don't know if they're hiding some missteps they've made, maybe some improper missteps, you know. Could this person be potentially fooling around on this person? Could that would be what it's about? Because I have that sense of it here with the Fool. What do you think about that, Mr. O? Do you remember?
This was about Steve hiding something and or hiding her.
Yeah, from her.
Okay.
Hi, what they're hiding from.
So to me, the Fool says maybe there's been a misstep, or maybe somebody basically knows they've given in to inappropriate purposes. They've listened to more their animal side than their logical side. But with the Five of Wands reversed, well, a lot of the finds just fives, reversed or otherwise, just sort of seem to carry too much energy charging those situations. Sun, man.
Yeah.
How am I going to read that card now?
I'll get it. All right. Oh my goodness. Did you get them all? Is he on one?
He is.
All right.
Be careful. Look what you did.
I made a mess, but I had to get the card. Okay. So basically,
I've totally lost my train of thought here.
with the Five of Wands reversed, the Five of Wands reversed to me seems to indicate that, maybe he's starting to settle down a little bit, which is why he's trying to hide some of that. And I feel that with the Eight of Swords, he feels trapped by this situation. In other words, maybe trapped by some of his behaviors that he's trying to cover up.
Well,
What do you
maybe
think?
too is that he's also, you said why is he hiding her? Maybe he's trying to keep her from knowing something or proceeding on an activity or plan that would leave him aside or damage him in some way.
Yeah, I look at the Eight of Swords reversed here, or upright here, I'm sorry, as a card of, kind of feeling trapped. And trapped by their own making. They could get out of that trap if they wanted to, maybe if they came clean, but they kind of created this mess.
Well,
If that makes sense.
If he's hiding her, it's because he's trying to keep her from finding the truth. He's trying to keep
Is
her
he
trapped.
hiding her from others, or is he hiding something from her? That's what I need to know, because I'm operating under the principle he's hiding something from her.
He's hiding her from the truth.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that still makes sense to me. And that's what I'm saying
which is kind of like what you already know in a way, too. So what is that truth? Is
well,
the truth
I
that
think it's
he's
the
made a
improprieties. Or the fact if he hasn't really had an impropriety, maybe he has feelings for someone else, and he's just trying to keep that under wraps.
So it's obviously a foolish activity. He's trying to keep her from others, basically keeping her entrapped with the Eight of Swords. And so to some degree, she may not be aware of that, because that's sort of another idea there with the Eight of Swords, is that they're not always feeling like they have the information or the ability to see through that situation.
I see. Well, I'm kind of feeling that I still feel the Eight of Swords is really about him, that he is trying to, that he feels trapped. He feels kind of trapped by the situation somehow. And maybe he is trying to protect her for whatever reasons, because he's afraid something will come out about him that he doesn't want her to know.
So it's both. I mean, he's trying to keep it from her, but he's also trying to keep her from finding out.
Right.
I'm wondering if it's either job related or somehow related to a situation with their circle of friends or the circle of people they trust.
Well, I think it has to do with the circle of friends more than a job in this case. Yeah.
Both of these seem to indicate that, to me at least, of the impropriety of some sort. So I would say that there's something that happened. Maybe he's really...
Oh my gosh.
Angered somebody, and he doesn't want that to come out, that there's somebody's personal enemy he has made of somebody.
Okay. The first time these cards came out that I'm about to show were in my other Lenormand deck, but they came out in this deck for you, Divine You. I've got the birds, and I've got the letter. Methinks that,
The birds is gossip, right?
Yeah. I mean, he can run and he can hide, but I get the feeling that, the cat's going to get out of the bag of whatever this is. The cat is going to get out of the bag. There's going to be gossip talk. There's going to be news. People never learn that it's easier to just come out with it rather than let it come out in a bad way. Just come out with it and, beat the gossip or beat the spin and come out with your own story.
Does he play games of chance? Does he gamble? I'm wondering if maybe there's something involved where he's lost money or he's done something in a situation and he owes money or something like that. And that's part of what he's trying to hide or keep others from finding
So
out.
where are you getting that from?
Well, a little bit from this. I don't
I
know
could
why,
see
but I
the
get
Fool, because the Fool is kind of a, yeah,
that's a little bit of a maybe
Yeah.
risk,
it can be.
gamble. But I sort of feel that from this for no particular reason other than the fact that they're sort of in a game of chance or competition, which is games of chance competition. So, oh well.
Well,
That's
we're
what we
on
have.
slightly different tangents with you, Divine You, but I hope, you got some insight out of that. That's what we have for you. And I like that birds card. That's a very pretty card.
It is
I like
pretty.
that.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting that came up twice like that
That's
in
right.
both, with different decks. So it's kind of interesting.
Ooh.
Well, you're welcome, Divine You.
Thank
I
you.
hope that helped. And Esoterics, you are up. And then YOLO, K-Dash, Showstopper, and Jenna.
Can we
are
be
doing-
on our regular time next week? I'm a little bit off tonight, I think. I'm not sure if it's the moon or if it's just because we're later. Kidding. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
So what were you saying
I
about?
said, can we be at our regular time next week?
Of course. Why wouldn't we be?
I'm just making patter.
With me?
But yeah, why bother?
You're welcome. You're welcome, Divine You. Even though we're a little scatterbrained tonight, we're sorry.
Well, it's
But,
been a long day. We sat in on Lunicon for probably most of the sessions. I sat in for at least 3, I think.
Well, thankfully, they were very short sessions, but, it's just the focus and the attention. And it does take something out of you. Hey, Esoterics, are you with us?
We'll give them a minute.
Yeah, because they're usually here. So Esoterics, YOLO, K-Dash, Showstopper, and Jenna.
Well, if we were involved in supreme tangenting, anyone would want to get up and use the restroom or go make a snack in the kitchen or let the dog out and back in.
So any other announcements, Mr. O? Real
Well,
briefly?
in addition to the potential summer solstice meditation, I'm going to also be working with you on our modalities. So that's coming out, and the modality kind of takes the way the different modalities focus
Hi, Violet
works
Ann.
over the month. Hi, Violet Ann. Whether you're, fixed, cardinal, mutable, your energies work differently, and our card reading pretends to show that. So we'll see how that goes. And we're still waiting for Esoterics.
Oh, we may have to move on. Last call, Esoterics. They may have had to go. Sometimes that happens.
I'm going to just briefly check and see if they might have left their message earlier.
And I'm going to cross that off. Okay. Hey,
Let's move on then.
Hey, YOLO, are you with us? It's your turn if you are. After YOLO's K-Dash, Showstopper, Jenna, Violet Ann if they want a reading, and then Esoterics. Looks like we got the time. I think we'll cut it off with Esoterics, though, because that'll probably close us off.
Okay. Hey there, little guy.
Okay, we got you on the list, Violet Ann. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we're on late tonight because we were at the Lunicon, or whatever they're calling it, event today. That was a lot of fun. They had, I think, each day over 3,000 people at the sessions I was at, which was kind of cool.
Hi, Laura.
Uh-oh, Laura's arrived. Well, I
Popping
think we're
in to
gonna
say hi?
Oh, popping in to say hi? Okay. Hi. How have you been?
We are thinking we may be filled up for the night, but if we're not, we'll ask you.
Yeah, because some people have left.
And it looks like we are...
Waiting for YOLO still?
I'll type their name in. This is what happens in that last half hour. People come and go. Is K-Dash after YOLO?
Yeah. Okay, Kay, we'll see if YOLO shows, and if not, you're on. All right, I'll add you, Hyacinth. We'll see how it goes. We're on our last half hour now, so I can't totally guarantee it, but we'll try to get you in. All right, YOLO has not responded, so that's good, Laura.
Okay, so we're going to do the life goals reading for K-Dash. And let's do the Karma Tarot then.
Okay.
So.
And then I want to use my whatever it is, Revelations for the next one. I'm just going to shuffle it up a little bit.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Pound away. Nothing will rattle our sunny cat, though.
And now as we move through the evening, he eventually gets into ultra relaxed, and then he just lays there mostly. Sometimes he'll get up and wander away again. He just likes being with us.
Is Sassy in the tree? Yes, she is. I
Yes,
see
she
her.
is. And Shadow is over there underneath that other table. Must be a great life. They sleep 15 hours a day. I think I have that as a goal, but I don't think I could ever achieve that as a goal. Hello, boy. Life goals. Well, we have 3 cards for you, and they are all reversed. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. We have Temperance reversed. And then we have the 5 of Swords reversed. So with the Queen of Cups reversed, it's kind of interesting because the feel of that card tells me that your life goals may involve you learning to handle or balance some of your emotional energies, but also your imaginative abilities, that sometimes you may feel that you get carried away with things on an emotional level. And so one of your life goals could be to temper yourself, to balance some of that. I think that's also indicated too by the Temperance reverse card, because maybe what you do feel sometimes is that you're not always responding to life in a way you feel is balanced. Like maybe you feel like sometimes you're extremes, and maybe sometimes you feel like you're too harsh with people, or sometimes you're too much of a pushover with people. So those are other life goals for yourself too, is to try to find a better position for yourself to be who you are and to get what you want, but to not necessarily get what you want by being mean. And then with the 5 of Swords, that kind of adds to that too, because the 5 of Swords usually does speak about the overuse of aggression or energy or strife. And so maybe what that actually tells me is that because this sits in the middle, the Temperance, and the idea of achieving balance is one of your life goals, these are your 2 contrary forces. An ability to be over emotional or over imaginative, and then an ability that says maybe either you're passive aggressive, you want to give up, but then sometimes you want to just take it by storm, but then you want to give up again and take it by storm again.
So I think as you can get the hint here, with these cards, because they seem to all kind of coalesce together, that the whole life goal here is about balance and about balancing extremes of emotion. And so, on the one hand, this could be talking about you personally. On the other hand, it could be talking about maybe one of your life goals is to try to heal other people's emotional imbalances. So, if you're looking at this as a path for yourself on what you need to do, that is a possible channel for you. But if it's about you personally and what you want to experience, then I think, I don't know. Hold on a minute. Christine, I'm not sure we'll be able to fit you in tonight, really. But If people are gone, we might be able to, but we're in our last half hour right now. So we'll see. I'll put you at the bottom of the list,
I
Christine.
kind of like what you said there to them about that. I do feel that that is the potential there too, to heal others and or to try to bring peace too. Could be other life goals.
Peacemaker. That's another possibility.
So
Well,
let's pull a Lenormand for
I hope some
Kate.
of that has resonated so far with you. Let me grab. I have the Fish. And I have a man. So I'm not sure what this means exactly, but I tend to think too that, your life goal is to really learn how to go with the flow, especially in your intimate or personal relationships, maybe with others. It could be in your interpersonal relationships. It could be, in your romantic relationships.
It may be too that a person you may be drawn to, whether it is for romantic reasons or not, may be the key to giving you a little bit of advice or helping you understand what we're saying here about yourself more. We can only tell you what the cards say, but sometimes some things can be intuited by the actual experience. And I'm thinking you will be directed towards a person, and maybe that person is really just a part of yourself, that maybe you'll just be directed towards figuring this out for yourself and listening to your inner voice and taking those lessons out there, those goals.
That's what we have for you, Kay. I hope that gives you some insight into your life path, life goals.
All right.
And I just want to remind everybody to please subscribe to the page. You'll be notified. We usually aren't here at this time of night on Sundays. It's different today because we attended an event virtually earlier.
Yes, on the screen I've put our normal hours for all the new folks that may have shown up and don't know. We're normally Sundays from 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time here in the States. Tonight we're on later just because we were at another event. That's not normal for us.
No.
But we're also on Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's pretty much first come, first serve. So if you get in early, that's your best chance of getting reading. Once we move through the evening, people may stay for their reading and leave, and then that means other people may advance up. But it's really a crapshoot.
So if you subscribe, you'll be and click on the notifications. You'll know when we're about to go live, and you can join us.
Also, too, if you just want a quick reading for the day, we do a general reading for the collective every day on our Facebook page, TFT Tarot for Today, as well as Twitter. And we are at TFT Tarot #4 today on Twitter. So check out our daily readings on Facebook or Twitter.
And Showstopper, are you with us? Are you still with us? Because you are up if you are. Thanks for joining us today. We'll give Showstopper just a minute or two, and if they don't show, we'll move on. Now, I haven't seen them in the chat in a while, so...
They might have moved on. We'll find out. This is that part of the evening where things
Yeah.
may move quickly.
So, Showstopper, just let us know you're here, and then you can type your question.
And if we don't hear from you in another moment or two, we will go ahead and move on to the next person.
After Showstopper is
welcome.
Jenna, Violet Ann, Esoterics, then Laura, Hyacinth, Yolo, and Christina.
Well, look at that, Jenna. Of course, you may not be here. I haven't seen you there in a while, but you didn't have to wait too long, did you? Well,
I think Showstopper is not here.
time being relative. So we're going to move on to Jenna. Jenna, if you're there, go ahead.
So some of you coming in late might get a reading after all.
I have a feeling Jenna's not here anymore either. I just
Jenna
have that feeling.
probably moved out, took off for a while. I'll put her at
I'm going to write their name in.
This is kind of what happens.
Okay, let's move on.
Hey, Violet Ann, surprise, you're up.
Hi, Violet Ann, if you're still with
Hi,
us.
Violet
we can
Ann.
give you
And
a
then
reading.
Esoterics, Laura, and Hyacinth, Yolo, Christina, and Jenna.
Well, according to my monitors, there are some people here, so... Ah, there we go.
There you are. Okay.
Well, Scorpios are pretty devious in love.
Now, Mr. O. I guess he would
And you're
know.
welcome. I tend to think of Scorpios as being pretty loyal, but they just have these predilections.
Do you want me to comment on that?
No! I want people to continue to think I'm really wonderful and nice, even when I'm not always that wonderful and nice.
He's a great guy. Don't let him fool you. All right.
I like shuffling this deck. It has a nice feel.
Yeah, it shuffles well.
Yep.
I thought I'd give you a break from the big cards.
Is this the fairy tale one or the enchanted one?
So Gina's still eavesdropping. No, this is that Revelations tarot.
I didn't even notice that there.
My goodness. Well, I got all reversed cards for you, Violet Ann. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. And then we have the Two of Wands reversed. So I'm getting the feeling here that maybe M has had some problems lately financially. Could they have lost a job possibly? It just seems like I'm getting more of a financial.
Maybe, but yeah, I get
Yeah,
that because
but
of the two pentacle cards. But I also get the feeling that if it isn't specifically about material things, that M is maybe the kind of person that doesn't learn their lessons easily. They may have to learn them over again sometimes. And I'm also getting the feeling, too, that what M thinks they want is not necessarily what they want.
Or in their best interest.
Or in their best interest.
Yeah, And it seems as though they may have gotten off on the wrong start with something with that Two of Wands reversed.
Right. If this is talking about a relationship of love, they're not quite in line from the start there, and that maybe whoever is cutting them or would be cutting them a little bit of slack, because I think the overall feeling is that M truly is capable of better. M is definitely capable of better. So part of that is just really about their own ability to apply their lessons and skills.
I think it's excuse me, a matter of growth in time, a matter of maturation maybe even. There's just something that's not, prepared in some way,
All of these could be said to be that a little bit about things that are not quite ready.
Yeah, not quite ready. So does that mean they're not quite ready to commit to a relationship? I mean, that's possible, or to get really strongly committed. Or if you are already committed in this relationship, are are they waffling on that somehow?
So what you need to know about them is that they're still not the best prospect, but it's not necessarily because of malice. They're just sort of maybe going through a thing and need to learn more.
Yeah, they're like a work in progress, is how I guess I would describe them.
Well, Buffy would say something about cookies that haven't baked all the way yet.
Why do we have so many food analogies? Is it because I brought out the food tarot?
Or because we're hungry?
I shouldn't be. We ate
Cookie.
great.
We ate pretty good tonight, yep.
And then we had
So let's do the
Burp.
Lenormand for Violet Ann and see what we get there. Ah, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, know that there's some work to be done here on this individual. You know, it may take a little time.
Yeah, I don't see anything here like this is a Dexter serial killer in the offing. I only did that because somebody was talking about serial killers earlier today. You know, we're living with that reality now.
So I got this card, and this one is called Ways, but it's basically the path card in the Lenormand. And then I have the house. So I think they're at a crossroads right now in a way. You know, and it's interesting because this particular path card, look at that. See, it does show a cross there. It does show a crossroads. So I think they're at a crossroads right now deciding, you know, if they're feeling comfortable with you. I think that's part of it, you know, because home is indicative of security and comfort. It's our refuge. And so they're thinking, you know, about how comfortable they're feeling. They're really kind of at a crossroads right now and deciding that.
Well, remember we said that maybe the Two of Wands suggested that they felt or that they do seem to feel that they didn't get off to the right start with you. And I'm thinking that maybe what they really would want to express about themselves, or what you should need to know, is that ultimately they are a person that likes their home life, or likes a home life, that they like. They're not like, you know, I'm a party animal or I need to do all these other things. They like being at home in a homey relationship. So if you're looking for a comfort-driven thing, they might be that kind of personality.
They might be somebody stable and secure as well. But it's up to them, you know, to make that determination right now as to where they want to go.
Yeah, I don't really see this person as a player. I maybe see them as having some confidence issues or some other related things like that. I think they're just, you know, as an older Scorpio, gosh, being at home seems awfully swell.
Well, you know what? You never know what may have happened in their lives that have, up to this point, that have made them, you know, this way, where they feel kind of, you know, where they're kind of in a bad place right now, a little bit, I don't want to say disheveled, but disorganized maybe with their thoughts. You know, like he said, they weren't prepared. They need to learn more. Maybe some of the lessons from their past experiences they haven't really taken in yet. And that's what we have for you, Violet Ann. I hope that helped. And we're going to move on to esoterics again, if esoterics has returned, but it's possible they have not. Esoterics, are you with us?
Esoterics.
After esoterics will be Laura, Hyacinth, Yolo, Christina, and Jenna.
You're welcome, Violet
You're welcome,
Ann.
Violet Ann.
Who is next? YOLO?
No, actually, esoterics. We'll keep your question, Yolo, but we're not there yet. We're waiting for esoterics.
And esoterics, we are calling you once, twice,
and gone.
and gone. So we're on to the next person.
Yeah, Yolo, we had passed you earlier, and so we put you back down on the list, so you're down here a little bit. Laura, you are up, and then Hyacinth, Yolo, Christina, and Jenna.
Okay. Advice for July. So YOLO, you'll be about 2 from here.
Okay.
How about one of your decks?
Yep. Oh, look, I've got the Cook's Tarot again.
Ah!
Well, you know, me and Mr. O, you're very welcome, Laura. Me and Mr. O both like to cook.
Yes.
So this tarot's kind of appropriate. All right.
I almost feel like I could have second dinner.
Really? I
Just
knew
a
you'd be
little.
hungry. I knew.
I'm not sure why.
Me either.
Thanks a lot.
But I am done for the night. I have a little bite left of the peppermint bark, or the chocolate bark. Sorry about that. Mine is on mint for some reason.
Advice or message for July?
Wow. Ooh, powerful cards. They're all major arcana.
Wow. Gee, Laura.
You have the sun reverse. That's the only reversal. You have the high priestess upright. And you have the magician upright. Wow. So I'm looking here and I sense, you know, okay, July is going to maybe start out with a little bit of pessimism, a little bit of gloom, you know, just feeling like things aren't quite right. I sense this is really the beginning of the month, that just things are going to not seem like they're going your way. But, and, you know, if something doesn't feel right, you know, definitely trust your gut on it. It seems to me July is going to be a month of, you know, where your intuition is really going to be on target, you know, and it might prove useful for you, especially if you feel out of sorts. You can maybe do some divination or, you know, maybe pay attention to your dreams or signs around you for a message as to what's going on here. Because actually, you also have the Magician card upright. And the Magician card to me indicates, you know, you're ready, you're prepared. You're kind of like ready for whatever comes your way in July. You have everything you need to achieve success in July. You have intuition working for you. The magician, you know, through mastery of his skills is ready for anything. And so why all the doom and gloom? I don't know.
Well, I sort of see it a little differently. To me,
Go ahead.
what July tells me is that your intuition is kicking in because there's basically something you're trying to figure out. You're trying to find something. The sun is trying to find the mystery, and the normal ways aren't working that, so you will be moving more into your own inner wisdom with that. And it may be that this is basically just about what you can do to really take charge and pull ahead. So the mystery is really about kind of finding your new direction in a way, finding where your willpower and creativity is going to lead you for the challenges of July and moving forward.
Well, Jenna, of course you missed your turn because there was a lot of people who just didn't show. So we were able to move faster like we can do sometimes. But I've got you back on the list, so hang on. We'll get to you. Got some Lenormand. So we took a little bit of a different tack on that. But whatever resonates with you, Laura. Okay. I have the anchor.
Excuse me.
And I have the child. Looks a little dark there. So basically, it looks as though, you know, July, there's not going to be a lot of, you know, these are some momentous cards, but to me, the Lenormand is stating that, you know, there's going to be small changes, small little things happening in July. Nothing major coming your way, little small things. And for the most part with the anchor, you know, there's a lot of stability and security.
Do you expect to have somebody that maybe you have to either host or take care of? I'm getting the feeling like maybe in July you're going to have to watch somebody provide childcare or something for somebody, or something that will hold you in place in a sense, because that's what I'm seeing in my idea about the anchor and the child. And maybe if it's not really physical, being with a child or care of child or structuring with a child, it could be about yourself, your inner child, and how you have to hold that in place to be dealing with some of these situations, because I'm also feeling that the mystery is something you have to really focus on. You have to stay in place to find it. Could be.
Yeah, that's what we have for you. I hope that helped.
Okay, thank you.
And Hyacinth, you are up. And after Hyacinth is Yolo, Christina, and Jenna. And we are closing it out there. Nobody else can come in.
We've been trying to figure our way out about something to do with the list. We understand that we could possibly get a bot program for the chat room that maybe would keep and update the list. It's a little bit tricky, and we haven't been able to do that, but we figured if we had something that could do that, then that could spit out the list at any time, and people could see their place on the list, and they wouldn't have to, bother us.
You're welcome, Laura. It's no bother, really. You're either here when we call you or not, and, we always go over the list every reading. So I think we'll be okay, but if we can figure out an easier way, we certainly will.
Well, it's just that a lot of people do want to know their place in the list,
Yeah,
and so
do.
that would help, so that we don't have to,
And
switch gears.
that's why I read the list every reading we do. Okay.
Okay. Blessings
Was
to
I
you.
did I do a Lenormand for Laura?
You did. We had the
Okay.
child and the anchor.
That's right. Okay. So Hyacinth, let's see what you got. Love reading, please, on Strength of Our Connection. Okay. All right.
Excuse me.
Do you want to use one of your decks?
Sure. And Mr. O's a little sleepy. He's not used to working this late.
On a Sunday. We do this on Thursdays, Mr. O.
Yeah, but it's different because I'm used to that.
It's true. It's true. So, okay, so it's after Hyacinth is Yolo, Christina, and Jenna. And we're going to go into a little overtime here. We will read for all of you. So hang with us.
Unless you leave.
Unless you leave. That was good. All right. Okay.
Interesting. So we have 3 cards. We have the 8 of Cups, and that's reversed. We have the King of Swords, and that's reversed. And then we have the 5 of Wands, and that's upright.
Well, I think it's interesting what you're speculating here, Hyacinth, because I think it's showing up here to me with the 8 of Cups a little bit. Because sometimes the 8 of Cups reversed can indicate somebody who is moving back to something, don't you think? A return to something?
It could be, or it could certainly indicate either regrets or unsure feelings about the situation.
I think they do have some attachment to their past. I think that's what I'm getting from this card here. And, the King of Swords is reversed here, which makes me think that this person is having a difficult time making decisions. Possibly of this, romantic nature.
Right. I would agree with that. And I would also say, too, that it is possible that they're not really good at decisions at all. They're really very flexible and easily influenced. And maybe somebody, there's an emotionality represented by the cups. Maybe somebody knows how to lean on them, or maybe they are just easily leaned on by anybody. And so the thing is they may vacillate a lot. And so moving on to the 5 of Wands, that idea there, don't worry, Jenna, but that idea there, I guess, is that they're not dealing with the sense of these different choices or
they're conflicted.
Conflictions.
The 5s are kind of a card of contention, stress. I feel, competition.
That was the word I was looking for.
I feel that they're conflicted, though. I think if you put, it's kind of like these two together.
Yeah.
And that's why they can't seem to make, their mind up.
So it's not that it's weak, but it's not that it's strong either. It's sort of really vacillating. It's kind of fungible. It's very fungible, and it may be because they seem to not really be good at making decisions for themselves, or they have some doubts about their ability to make decisions.
So you're asking about the strength of your connection, and I'm just going to toss these and see if they add anything to this before I sum up for you, Hyacinth.
Ooh.
Well, I have the fish here, and I have the snake.
Are they being drawn towards the snaky X?
Well, I don't know that the X is snaky per se. I'm thinking here there's some deception going on here, or some duplicity. The snake, snakes are kind of a difficult card in the Lenormand, and it's with the fish. And the fish, if you look at the fish, it's about abundance, it's about plenty, it's about flow. But if you look at it in a romantic sense, you might say that it's about playing the field. It might be about, keeping their options open. It
Many
might
fish
be
in the sea.
many fish in the sea. So I don't know who's being deceptive here, but I would be cautious with this. I would just suggest to you to be cautious and pay attention to the subtle signs and cues that you are getting.
I would agree with those things. I can't add too much there, but I would just harken back to the Eight of Cups reversed and just say that there's a decision here, and the decision may not be the one you want. And that the Five of Wands here in its upright position just seems to indicate there are competitive interest involved in this. And so the thing is you're not necessarily the only thing that is involved in the situation that is pulling on them. And the fish does flow, and maybe it's not flowing as much towards you as you want. That's what I think is what we're seeing there.
Now, also remember, too, that the tarot is a snapshot in time. This is the way things are now. If you come and visit us again, maybe we can look at, maybe more about what the future might hold, as opposed to what the feelings are right now.
Excuse me.
So keep that in mind, Hyacinth, and thanks for joining us, and I hope you got something out of that reading.
And that's what we have.
And that's what we have for you today. Yolo, you are up. Laura, thank you so much. Good to see you in the chat again. And Jenna, don't worry, we've got you down. So Yolo, I think you did post a question. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
And then Christina and Jenna.
We'll use the same deck.
Yeah, sure.
You're welcome, Hyacinth.
You're welcome, Hyacinth.
Okay. Let's see what the spirits will tell us. Here you go, Bansh.
Okay, about the future. Are you focusing on Sunny?
Just a little. He won't look at me. Hey, Sunman. Turn around. Nope, he'd rather watch you shuffling the cards.
All right.
The first card is the Knight of Coins.
Okay.
Then we have a King of Coins, but that one's reversed. The first one was upright. And then we also have another Knight, the Knight of Wands, and that's reversed.
It's a lot of masculine energy in these cards here, but also earthy energy as well. And this is about what your spirits want you to know about the future. Well, they're going to tell you it's not always going to be productive for you, but no worries. What you're going to have to do is keep forging on, at a steady space. The Knight of Coins is somebody who who moves more slowly and carefully and deliberately.
Methodic.
Yeah, and practical
Planner,
concerns.
practical.
I think the spirits are telling you to take care of the practical, mundane matters in your life first, above anything else. And be also cautious on how you manage your resources. They're concerned about you and how, you are able to manage your resources.
Right. It may be true that there is a resource that's not necessarily financial, but it's worth much to you. Like, in other words, some things are worth more than money. Something deep within you is very worthwhile to you. You probably know what this is, but Spirit is telling you to tend to that, to water it, to grow it, because you do have the possibility of losing some of that if you don't continue to feed that energy as well.
And yeah, there's a cautionary note here with the Knight of Wands, I think, is Spirit wants you to know that, when things are not going well, really try not to, do not act out, do guard your temper and show some restraint in your emotions.
And find trust within yourself rather than trust outside yourself. Trust yourself more than what you see out there.
Yeah, in a sense, rely on your own instincts. Let me throw some Lenormand on this and see what we get. It's interesting we've got all these people cards for this.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that's just literally messages, messengers, comings and goings, the types of energies. But
Yeah, it's
they're
true
very
because
strong,
the wands, I'm sorry, the knights are, a lot of coming and going, movement. There's going to be a lot of movement for you one way or another ahead in your future.
Yes.
One could possibly be a physical move.
Right. And so once again, it's really about preparedness and sticking with the task, planning for the long range, seeing it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're moving.
I know. Here we've got grief, but it's also, this is a card of grief or endings, something that has come to an end, and maybe you're mourning that, and it's a home. So I think you're going to be moving at some point in the future. It shows you moving somewhere, moving on from something. I mean, the home might be a metaphor for something else that you've been very comfortable with and attached to, and you're going to be moving away from that. But it could, in fact, be a physical move.
I wonder if that's the adverseness of the King of Coins reverse, too. It might hearken to that. But I think the idea, too, is that whether you want to or not, maybe you are going to be in a position where you will have to leave your home. Maybe it's because, sorry about that.
Well, we're going into OT esoterics.
So if you stick around.
Hang on with us. You know what? We'll get you in.
But yeah, I think that's what it is that you probably will be making a big decision to part ways with your home or some aspect of home life. Like maybe you're just leaving your home, but not necessarily leaving the family that's there. Like you're striking out on your own or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That's what we have for you, Yolo. I hope that gives you something to think about. And we're going to move on. We've got Christina, Jenna, and E.T.
So, Christina, if you're there, go ahead.
E.T., I fell asleep twice today in between sessions for Llewellynicon, or whatever it was called.
Its new name.
You're very welcome. You stay safe as well. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Hey, you need it sometimes. Christina, are you with us?
I'm going to type in, is that Christina with a C?
Yes. We might be moving you sooner than later. I need more. Well, I haven't been sleeping well lately. It just hit about a week ago, and it's still not where it needs to be. So I don't know what's going on to cause it. I don't feel stressed right now, so
You
I'm
may be
not
next,
sure.
Jenna. We're just waiting to see if the one before you is here. But we have a
Last
feeling
call
that they're
for
gone.
Christina.
Go ahead and prep your question, Jenna.
Yeah, go ahead and type your question, Jenna. Because one way or another, you are next.
And I think I'll go back to the Tarot Night Sun.
Yeah, it's really funny, esoterics. I never could sleep well during the day, but lately I've been sleeping better during the day. Not on my work days, by the way, not on my work days, but on the weekends. When I want to nap on the weekend, I can nap really good.
I'm pretty weird with sleep because I tend to get up early every morning, no matter how little sleep I get. And I mean like 5:30, 6. And then I tend to fall out anywhere from 9 on.
Yeah, he just falls asleep on the couch here. It's adorable.
Adorable.
I'll be talking to him 1 minute, and the next minute he's gone.
Jenna, we need that question because we have moved on to you.
Yeah, Jenna, you are up. Type it in.
Nap power activate. I like that.
And I had some kind of little vision thing today. I was trying to figure out. I was actually doing one of what Matt Oren suggests in his Psychic Witch book, and I ended up seeing something, and I'm still trying to process what it means, so.
Okay, Jenna.
Okay, all right. Did he drop? Hey, what about my decks?
What about him?
What about them?
Well, I told you I was going to use this, and you said okay.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's your turn to shuffle.
I had all these decks here, and it seems like you've been using yours a lot. I thought if I brought a lot of decks, I would dominate.
Yeah, maybe you over diluted.
Maybe. Oh, Mr. Stretch Cat. Oh, look at Gina.
They
Oh my
say
God,
that-
Gina.
They say that certain people with certain psychic abilities wake up around 4 on average. You know, the so-called witching hour. The true witching hour is like between 3 and 4 a.m. I have no idea. Go ahead and cut.
Unless watching TFT TV. I caught that, Jenna. I mean, Gina. You know,
We have what will cure you.
you are like my boss. My boss gets up at the crack of dawn or earlier and goes to bed real early.
Don't ask us what this means, Jenna. It's the devil. Upright.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear. The tower reversed.
Ah.
And the 9 of cups upright.
Wow.
Well, this is a real mixed bag, Jenna.
This is a real wild reading here, Jenna. You've got some up and down. Let's just say it. So the devil upright is telling, and the tower reversed. I feel that those are coming together for me. And basically, you're going to have to watch yourself. You know, watch. I don't know, you know, whether it's
they
mental.
had a question, remember?
What was it?
About making amends with their friend from last year.
Oh. So, but it was general
Well,
reading perhaps in regards to
Okay,
that.
so let's just see if it puts that there.
I'm sensing here something, well, I'm going to read it two ways here.
Okay.
So basically, I'm looking at these two cards, and I want to caution you, Jenna, that, you know, if you have any health problems, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever it may be, you know, if you've been put on some kind of treatment plan or regimen, try to follow it. The tower reversed is saying here, you know, that you might not have learned what you needed to get better, to heal. So in other words, if you're not following, say, a doctor's orders or somebody's orders, you know, you won't heal. The other thing is, be careful too that you don't make some missteps here that causes you to become ill. The the Nine of Cups to me seems to indicate that something you desire is going to come to you soon. And so if you are looking for possibly a reconciliation, if that's what you really want, if that's what you're really wishing for, it could come to pass because the Nine of Cups is the wish card.
I agree with Banshee. I think that this talks about that amending situation. The other cards
What do
are
you
more
think about
towards
this?
the general. I feel that what this could be is that it is possible that maybe there's something that Jenna does not totally understand in terms of that health situation. It may be that it's not a physical ailment per se. It may be that it's another kind of ailment that has not manifested to the point where you can see that. But I do feel that it is something that will impact your health. And so you may have to take it seriously. You definitely should take it seriously, no matter if it's really just a physical condition or if it's something that's more emotional or other.
I have one more thing to add about that, but I wanted to address. Hi, yeah, I see we got two new people, Mary Grace and Kira. Hey, Mary Grace and Kira, it's great to see you here. But we are in overtime right now, and we have one more reading on the list after this one, and we have to call it quits. So I apologize, but please check us out again. We're not usually here at this time of night on Sundays, though. We're here from 2 to 4 p.m. Sundays, Eastern Standard Time, and 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursdays. So if you need a nighttime slot, Thursdays are a good time to come. Try to get here early, and we can get a reading in for you.
Okay, so back to our reading with Jenna.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the Tower and the Devil again because I just wanted to say that, this isn't always about health. This could always be about habits that are holding you back. And maybe there is some habit, something that you're doing all the time that's really undermining your progress. And the Tower reversed is saying, are you ever going to learn the lessons you need to learn and stop doing this behavior? Because if you don't, you're not able to move in the direction you want to.
I want you to be aware of a specific kind of sign or thing you may come across or you may feel coming to you. And that is the idea that you do occasionally have this really quirky, unusual good luck. At the same time, though, where you have some possibly karmic lessons to learn. And so I get the feeling like this is sort of a dichotomy for you, is that you do kind of go through that. So pay attention to the next time you receive what could be a lesson, because it will be followed by good luck. And what my point is that sometimes when you feel the good luck, it makes you disregard the lesson that may have been attached to it. So think about that a little bit too as you cycle through good luck or possible bad luck.
All right, and that's what we have. I see Esoterics had to leave. I'm sorry, Esoterics, we could have got you in.
But bon appetit.
Yeah, enjoy.
And we're going to throw the Lenormand for you, Jenna. And I think we're going to finish with that then.
Yeah.
Because I am tired.
Because it's 8, 9, 12. We're 10 minutes overtime, and we've had a long day today.
Oh. Yeah.
But thanks, everybody, for coming. We love doing these free readings.
You're welcome, Esoterics. And we will catch you again.
So this card came up before. We have the Path card, the Ways card. And we have the Bouquet. So I think for you to get what you truly desire or you want, I think it's up to you to chart a course for it, to move towards it. Seems to me like you have to make the first move yet again. I know that the wish card is here for this, but you've been trying awfully hard for a long time for this reconciliation. And so I would say, maybe if you want to try one final time, and see if it works. But if not, it's really probably time to let it go, Jenna. You're just going to have to let it go.
I think Banshee's right again.
Because maybe on some level here, this is what, he tried to go this way in the beginning, that maybe this is what the Tower and the Devil are talking about. You know, you're putting a lot of your energy, I'm not going to say to the point of obsession, but you're putting a lot of your energy into this all the time. And the Tower's reverse saying, you know, there's a lesson you need to learn here you're not taking in. And maybe it is that they just don't want to budge from their position.
Right. I think you should find your way towards something that's much more pleasant, the flowers. In fact, I actually think whether you're thinking this or not, I have a feeling that moving ahead will take you towards a new friendship
Something else that you
will be
desire.
better. A new friendship that will be better. So I think that's what's happening for you.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think the wish card is less about this reconciliation and more about a new path. I'm sorry I don't have better news about that, Jenna, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. Mary Grace, you're welcome, and thank you for coming in. Hopefully we can read for you sometime. Keep us in mind, and subscribe if you want, and click on the notifications, and you'll know when we go live. We'd love to read for you. It's just time for us to say goodnight.
So that's another fabulous evening with TFT Tarot for today.
Fabulous evening with you,
Yes,
I think. We
absolutely.
really enjoy it. So thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you Thursday night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.